Hi everyone, I'm Tatiana from Life and Glow Wellness, and today I would like to share with you some really pleasant experience which I had. I've got a package with metaphorical cards from Ukraine, sorry. I have a few wonderful instructors with whom I learned art therapy, art coaching, some kind of marketing tips also, and they have, each of them has a special auteur metaphorical card decks, and today I would like to tell you a little bit about them. I'll make a different video either about each of them or maybe them together to share how to use those decks a little bit and my first impressions, but now it's more of an unboxing video. The only thing, like, I actually recorded already a video, however something was wrong with the sound. It is easy to hear it, but there was a creaking sound, so this is my second attempt to show you what I've got. Okay, the first one is a deck which comes in something like that, in a deck, in a fabric bag, and it is called Energies of Feminine Elements, if I'm translating it correctly, because it's actually in Russian. There is instruction here, a manual here, and the idea of this deck came when Ekaterina Gashenko, the author of the deck, one of my wonderful instructors, and I also have I learned from her in different ways, and one of them is also I took a marathon for how to create. Okay, sorry, I'll start over again. So the first deck is comes in this kind of bag, and it is called Energies of Feminine Elements. This is the manual. So the deck is divided into cards with 4 different backs. And this is not by chance, it is of course with a purpose. Red is fire, green is earth, blue is water, and yellow is air. This deck was made with Josephina Wall. Josephina Wall has wonderful pictures. She is an artist from Great Britain, and Ekaterina was very inspired by her art and talked to her about creating this kind of deck. So she officially collaborates with this artist, and there's also, I know that there's also an oracle deck by the same artist, but this is a different one, so I highly recommend to try it as well. So she has also a webinar and some instructions how to work with it. I haven't learned that yet, so I'm just going to show you a few images from the deck. Let's say some random images. Okay, so you see, like, they're kind of somewhat mystic and full of various details, so those who work with them can interpret in very different ways. That's a gorgeous card. So this deck, I assume, would be wonderful to work with women and of different age, and even including teenagers and maybe even kids who are somewhat older. As any metaphorical deck, that deck allows also multiple interpretations depending on your mood, your situation, the question which is requested, and things like that. So you can see different things there, right? Okay, so the second one is called Times of Feminine Soul, and it's also a deck created specifically for women. That's the instruction manual, instructions. In Russia we call it instructions, so in general it's a manual, I guess. And the backs are like that, very pretty. Elena Zhavoronkova, the author of the deck, is also an art therapist, art coach, and she has 60 cards in the deck. And there are different elements of nature as well as women. So you see how bright this deck is, right? So it actually has some special energy. It was created when Elena was pregnant, and she has now 3 wonderful kids. And she and her colleagues joke around this deck that this deck is helps people to get pregnant. So maybe if you are planning something like that, or especially if you're having some difficulties with it, maybe it makes sense to get in contact with this deck and the child might come into your life. So that's one of the cards. It's also in collaboration with an artist, Evgenia Namakonova. I like this Ukrainian feel of the deck because, you know, I have some relatives in Ukraine. I've never met them, but I know that part of my ancestors were from Ukraine, and I find it very, how to say, refreshing to go through this deck. There's also even something like that, so very pretty. Okay, so I can't wait to try all of these cards in my own webinars and marathons and some different events, in-person sessions. So now the next deck is just a moment. It comes in a package like this, which is a nice pouch. So, and then there are two different types of cards here. So the backs look like that. Okay, one of them is bigger because it allows to put the smaller card in like that. So one card has words. In this case it's in Russian, but I'm sure someday she will make an English version. And these ones are pictures. This deck is special because it was created inspired by Clarissa Estes' book Running with the Wolves, and so imagery kind of referred to that book. I do have that book actually. I haven't read all the archetypal stories there, but I definitely love this book, and I look forward so much to work with to try to work with this deck. I will keep showing, I will save showing images for some other time. Okay, so I'll let you experience it yourself also in case you decide to buy this deck, but for sure I'll make a review with some more details about this deck. There's also an instruction, like manual here, so you can learn how to work with it. Now the next one is from Elena Zhavoronkova, and it comes in a box like this. It's a little bit unusual, but kind of feels like as if you are as if someone gave you a gift, and you get to open it and discover what is there. It's very sweet. Maybe the card was just for me, I don't know, but in any case, it's a wonderful deck. And so there are also cards here with words. So it's quite a lot of options. There's a lot of cards. There are a lot of cards. It's a very thick deck. Wow. That's why it's good that it comes in such a box, because you can keep them there. So these are the backs. And the cards themselves actually are with photography. So there's different type of photography. Both there are people and some objects. I am actually also creating a deck which is photography oriented deck, and I am excited to work with other people's creations as well, and because I'm a photographer and I love photography so much, I look forward to give a try for this deck. Okay, give it a try. I can see also it can be easily used both in personal, in working with personal life, career-oriented sessions, or whatever other things. And all those decks, by the way, they also offer resources, so you can work with helping people to find resources. So This deck by Elena Zhavoronkova, and Elena is a wonderful art coach as well, and she is a specialist in marketing, a very famous coach in Eastern Europe and Europe in general. So she called it with a very interesting name. I find it difficult to translate, but the meaning is promoting with the heart, right? So from your heart. So basically it means that when you do it, you put good energy into it. Okay, so there are some tips for how to use the deck, and that's the fourth one. Okay, now the fifth one is another one. It's called Birds Like People, People Like Birds. Okay, it's a very cute design also, and there is also this booklet, which is quite thick actually, because she just has descriptions for each birds, and there are how many? There are 80 birds described here. Oh, it's very pretty. So there are cards with this is the back of the cards with words. It's simply adorable. Look at this design. Such a good idea to create something like that. Of course, like with metaphorical cards, it's not always that we need this design, but I feel like there's a special energy coming from this deck. It's very nice. And the cards actually have numbers, so you can check in the booklet what bird is, some information about those birds. So this was created specifically for working with people who want to learn public speaking. Elena Zhavoronkova, the author of this deck, she is a wonderful coach, and so my apologies guys, I'm a little bit tired already, so my memory is not as strong. So Elena Zhavoronkova is the author of the deck Birds Like People and People Like Birds, and I took a course with her on public speaking, and I absolutely loved it, and I plan to also learn from her more. And we worked with those images of birds. I think it's a really nice deck also in case like you have kids or yourself you want to learn birds. In this case the descriptions are in Russian, but I'm sure someday she will have maybe an English version of this deck. And this is how it looks on the back. Very, very pretty. Okay guys, this is what happened today to me, and I really like opening up boxes with so beautiful cards, and I hope I will use them very soon in my work as well, both in in-person sessions and in some marathons, trainings which I'm creating. And usually people love working with metaphorical cards because they offer some special chance, to connect to subconscious, and also it's simply fun to work with images. I find it very rewarding, both from the side of the coach or therapist, and if I work with myself or with someone else. I also invite you to work with me. I offer different type of services, and they include art coaching, art therapy sessions, and also I do counseling with metaphorical cards. The best is to contact me through the contact page, and I also offer complimentary consultation. Usually it's 15-20 minutes, and I can help you to figure out what type of session is best for you, and how we can collaborate and what can be of advantage to help you move forward, or maybe resolve some question or learn something. Subscribe to my channel, and also to stay connected on Facebook and Instagram, and I hope that we will see each other in another video. Take care and have a great day.